Feeling sad, down in the dumps, can't quite smile, then you need to be told everything will be okay. Financial worries, lost your job, going through a breakup, why not consider being told it's all gonna work out? Lost a loved one, surrounded by existential dread, remember, we're just a call away from telling you everything will be okay. Everything will be okay. Everything will be okay. Fucking everything will be okay. I fucking hate selling that shit to people. Seriously. I die inside every time I have to say it. In a world filled with people, right, thinking they need certain things all the time but they actually don't, I think this one's actually the worst. And don't get me wrong, it's not the idea of things actually being okay that's the problem. Because I know everything will be okay in the end. And that's fine. These things often are. It's just a matter of how long, really. Days, weeks, months, years, whatever. Depending on the situation. And yeah, the problems don't always completely go away. Again, depending on the severity of the problem, they either do eventually vanish into thin air, or we just get better at managing them. Suppressing them, even. It's just this, everything will be okay, sell. It feels so empty, you know? Like I'm telling them what they want to hear in order to just move away from the problem as quickly as possible. Just pop it on the conveyor belt and away it goes. But what is that really going to solve? Leaving the problem for another day. I mean, it does nothing towards actually getting through it all now, does it? If I was a doctor and you came to me with a broken hand, would I tell you, oh, it will heal soon, you'll be fine, before just sending you on your way, watching as you're in agony trying to open the door? No, I'd help you. I'd strap it up, talk you through the rehab, check in to see how you're doing, and I'd even get the door for you on the way out. Now, I couldn't get every door for you necessarily. That's just not possible. But whenever I saw you, I'd get the door for you. And I keep getting the door for you until I saw you could get the door on your own. Okay, right, so that analogy's a little too on the nose, but the point still stands. These actions, doing what I can, they actually make the difference. Even sincere words make the difference. And if I can't help you in one way, I'll sure as hell try and help you in another. I've tried pitching to corporates so many times. Instead of saying everything will be okay, why don't we ask, is there anything I can do to help? Or something. That in itself makes a whole load of difference. It makes people feel heard and valued and like their problems are actually valid because, well, they are. The thing is, the empty words have become the cheaper, easier alternatives to the stuff we actually should say. That's why corporate choose to use them. There's less risk, less labour, less expenditure. But they're literally the fast food of dialogue. And guess what? They're not good for anyone either. I mean, sure, occasionally we all need a bit of fast food every now and then, don't we, when we've earned it. The same goes for hearing the words we want to hear. Sometimes the stuff that isn't good for us is kind of what we need most in that moment. It sounds odd, but it is literally comfort food for emotions. But living off it all the time is dangerous. And as a result, it's sort of led to the neglection of consistently healthy dialogue in favour of just stuff that's easier to say. We've become so terrified of dealing in heavy emotions through fear of it being too expensive on our own well-being, concerned we'd be spending too much on other people, or the total cost of dealing with it is just too dear. But it's not as black and white as that, is it? Truthfully, if you're surrounded by good people, people who love you, then you'll chip in for each other in whatever way you can and whenever it's necessary. All that is asked of you, and all that you should ask of others too for that matter, is just to be there whenever you can, whenever you're needed. Not all the time. That in itself is the strongest currency. Understanding emotions, sondering, persevering with people when they need it most. Give love, take love, just do what you can, really. There's no tax on any of it. Again? Sure. Feeling sad, down in the dumps, can't quite smile, then you need to be told everything will be okay. Financial worries, lost your job, going